One more time and we're ready. Abaso. Abbas. Abbas. Oh yeah, run, let's go. Good afternoon and welcome to Spectrum Television News at 12. I am Uyai and I'm coming to you live from Uyo. Let's take a look at the headlines. Federal government inaugurates Building Code Advisory Committee. Inec dismisses claims of irregularities in Osun voter pre-registration figures. Plus, Thailand Prime Minister Shinawatra removed from office over leaked phone call. We'll bring you the details of these stories in a moment. Japan and Brazil said his engagement in the Asian and South American nations focused on unlocking critical investment. According to him, Japan offered new avenues in industry, technology and human capital development, while Brazil opened up partnerships in trade, agriculture, aviation and finance. The National Economic Council (NEC) has endorsed the framework for the Renewed Hope Development Plan 2026 to 2030. According to reports, the plan is aimed at consolidating Nigeria's reform agenda and actualizing the $1 trillion economy target of President Bola Tinubu's administration. This was part of the resolutions reached at the 151st meeting of the Council, presided over by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, held at the Presidential Villa Abuja. The Council commended the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning for kick-starting the process and also urged the effective participation of all states and stakeholders to ensure inclusivity and accelerated growth. The Chairman of the Council, Vice President Shettima, said the new National Development Plan will build on existing policies, deepen continuity, and align Nigeria's growth trajectory with the long-term goals of Nigeria Agenda 2050, while describing the transition as critical to sustaining the country's economic trajectory and consolidating the administration's ongoing reforms. In a separate development, the federal government has inaugurated a 21-member National Building Code Advisory Committee to strengthen regulation in the construction sector and ensure safety standards across the country. The Minister of State for Housing and Urban Development, Yusuf Attar, who performed the inauguration, Abuja, said it signified a collective resolve to reposition Nigeria's building and construction industry, regulations and professionalism. history of the code, the minister recalled its early drafts in 1987, 1989 and 1990 before it was formally signed into law in 2006 by former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Progress since then had been slow due to challenges of ratification, enforcement, and compliance. Atta emphasized that the code was designed to address critical issues such as unplanned urban development, incessant building collapses, the use of non-professionals, and poor maintenance culture. He added that the new committee would be responsible for periodic reviews of the code, recommending technical subcommittees and guiding specialized units. The National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, NCCSLW, there has been destruction of more than 13,000 illicit and obsolete firearms in the last 4 years in a sustained effort to curb the proliferation of small arms in the country. The Director General of the center, retired Deputy Inspector General of Police Johnson Kokumo, who disclosed this in Abuja during the center's fifth arms destruction exercise, noted that 1,316 assorted weapons were destroyed at the event, bringing the total number of arms eliminated since 2021 to over 13,000. According to him, the exercise was not merely about burning weapons, but a demonstration of transparency and accountability in ensuring that illegal arms never return to circulation. He further stressed that the exercise was in line with Nigeria's obligations to regional and international treaties on arms control. To electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission (Inec) has debunked allegations that the number of online pre-registrants in Osun State defies historical patterns and demographic realities, insisting that there is nothing unusual about the figures. Reacting to the allegations, the Chief Press Secretary to Inec Chairman Rotimi Oyekami said the claims were misleading and not backed by facts. He explained that Inec released figures for the first week showing a total of 1,379,342 online pre-registrants nationwide, with Osun State leading with 393,269 registrants. INEC maintained that it is not its responsibility to speculate on why one state records more registrants than others, but assured Nigerians of its commitment to transparency. On judicial matters, the Rivers State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has dismissed an ex parte application seeking to stop the local government elections scheduled for Saturday, August 30 in the state. Justice Stephen Juma ruled on a suit filed by Port Harcourt-based legal practitioner Williams Abayomi Stanley against President Bola Tinubu, the Attorney General of the Federation. The Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission and its chairman, the judge, held that the application for the ex parte motion lacked merit and consequently dismissed it. However, Justice Juma granted an ex parte order for substituted service on the defendant, but directed that the August 30 local government elections should proceed as planned. The substantive suit was therefore adjourned to September 10, 2025 for hearing. Now to our 7 deportees from the United States have arrived in the country in mid-August under an agreement with Washington. A government spokesperson, Yolande Makolo, added that Each case was vetted under the bilateral agreement, which allows Kigali to review and approve migrants before granting entry. And they have been accommodated by an international organization. They are also being visited by the International Organization for Migration as well as representatives of Rwanda's social services. Still in Africa, Indonesia health officials have confirmed that at least 17 people, mostly children, have died following a measles outbreak in East Java. Health Minister Budi Sindiki said he will travel to Sumeneb, the hardest hit district, to oversee emergency measures. He linked the outbreak to disruptions in vaccination programs during the COVID-19 pandemic, which left many children unprotected. Meanwhile, authorities have launched a mass vaccination drive aiming to reach 95% of children in Sumeneb by mid-September. Reports say more than 9,800 doses of measles vaccine have already been distributed alongside vitamin A supplements to boost immunity. A Thai court has reportedly removed Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra from office over a contentious leaked phone call. According to reports, the leaked call with former Cambodian leader Hun Sen was intended to mend relations over a worsening border dispute, revealing that Paetongtarn criticized the Thai army and appeared to be placating him. Meanwhile, she apologized, stating that it was a negotiating tactic. However, Thailand senators demanded her resignation and petitioned the court. Seen on the foreign scene, the United States has announced the approval of an $825 million sale of 3,350 extended range attack munition, air-launched missiles, and military equipment to Ukraine. The U.S. Defense Security Cooperation Agency said in a statement that Kyiv will make the purchase with funding from Denmark, the Netherlands, and Norway, and a loan guarantee from the United States. The SCA said the proposed sale will improve Ukraine's capability to meet current and future threats by further equipping it to conduct self-defense and regional security missions. The agency said that sale will support the foreign policy and national security objectives of the United States by improving the security of a partner country that is a force for political stability and economic progress in Europe. Still to come in the news. Turkish club Fenerbahce sacks manager Jose Mourinho. Stay tuned for details of this and more in a moment. Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. To conclude the news this hour, in business, Vice President Kashim Shettima, Finance Minister Wale Edu, and Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Olayemi Kadoso have urged Nigerians to embrace risk management as a national culture to strengthen economic resilience amid global uncertainties. The call was made in Lagos at the 24th Annual International Conference of the Chartered Risk Management Institute of Nigeria, themed Global Risk, Local Solutions. Represented by his advisor on economic and financial inclusion, Naruddin Zaro, Shettima said the risk facing Nigeria's climate change, cybersecurity, Pandemics and disruptive technologies are immediate and evolving. He stressed that resilience must extend beyond government policies to shape decisions at the household, business and institutional levels. Meanwhile, CBN Governor Kadoso, represented by Blaise Ijebo, Director of Risk Management Department, and Finance Minister Edu, represented by Permanent Secretary Raymond Omachi, said that Nigeria's economy is already under pressure from supply chain disruptions, capital flow reversals, and extreme weather. They noted that reforms such as fuel subsidy removal and exchange rate unification were painful but necessary to reposition the economy for sustainable growth. Still in business, the group chief executive officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Bayo Julari, has declared that fixing the country's refineries under NNPC's management has been difficult due to the neglect of the plant for decades.